the completely revised 367 front living Cougar here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. It's almost a crime to at all compare this to the 337 front living Cougar that used to exist, simply because it is so drastically improved in almost every respect. If you'd like to see if we have one in stock and available, visit the link in our video description that says check for price and availability. You will see if we have one in stock, how it's equipped, what we are asking. We don't do hidden dealer fees. We put it all right out there. We don't charge you extra to, put propane in the tanks and stupid stuff like that. It's just that I don't like that side of the business. You can hear it in my voice. This is one of the best examples of how Keystone has created a primary family channel of RVs, a handoff through their lineup, and gotten to where we are here. How each of their brands kind of works together. So the primary core of the Keystone lineup, it starts with the Springdale and Summerland series. That's their basic level of campers. It goes up into the Passport lightweights. From there, it hands off into the Cougar trailers, up into the Cougar half-ton fifth wheels, into these Cougar fifth wheels. And then there's a very simple, easy handoff into the Montana high countries, then up to Montana before shifting over to their toy haulers. And wouldn't you know it, here at Haylett RV, that's exactly what we carry. The core primary brands of the Keystone lineup. Everything else is a variation or offshoot of that. Doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean it's stupid. Just means that it's different. But this is the heart of what they do. And all of those are the most successful brands from the most successful producer of laminated product on the market. Lot of really big, important stuff to talk about on this one. So first of all, I am really impressed with just the overall exterior look and enhancements on this generation of Cougars right here. And this revised front living room, including that big automotive front windshield. It might be easy to miss on the camera here with my tinted auto tint lenses here. It's easy for me to miss details like that on the camera, but I think you can see that fine. This is the same automotive installed windshield that you get in the Montana family. The Cougar guys worked with the Montana guys, said, hey, listen, you have like the best, most successful front windshield in the industry, since Montana's the single most successful fifth wheel on the market. Cougar and Montana, year to year, they seem to hand off the champions rank of which one is the single most successful fifth wheel out there. Right now it's Montana. And Cougar said, listen, we like your front windshield. You mind if we use that? And I said, absolutely. Here's what we do. Here's how we do it. Here's how we install it. Here's the right way to go. So this is not a guess. They're not guessing on how to do that. All of Keystone uses their, it's actually a repurposed diesel pusher full body paint plant just for their nose caps. Keystone sells so many RVs with so many painted caps, they bought an entire giant facility that does nothing but paint nose caps. This facility is bigger than some RV manufacturers' entire production, and all they do is paint caps there. So it's cold, snow on the ground. This is a great opportunity, great moment to discuss the Polar Package Plus that is found on Keystone Cougars. Cougars are 0 to 100 degree rated, so they are insulated and proven. Every single floor plan with the slides out is tested, proven to work in a cold camp, hot camp situation. You also have a remote control included with Cougar models. It can operate your automatic leveling, it can operate your awning, your slide outs, exterior lighting. It's like a multi-function remote that can do different things. Now you see the all privatized heated enclosed docking center right here. Pardon me for jumping around. I kind of talk about things as I see them. This is part of the way that they achieve that cold camp rating. You also see that we have strutted doors so that you don't have to, there's not that cheap plastic latch on the side of the RV that's going to snap off once it gets sun exposure. And we have protected hinges. This is built for longer term use and ownership. There's a lot of Cougar clones out there. There's actually, I've seen more Cougar clones and generally speaking more Keystone clones in the laminated production world than anything else, but they miss the details. The extra things that are going on here on Keystone slides get missed. Like that you have a drip track on this piece of trim right here. It's actually got an inversion runner right here so that water drips before wicking into the subfloor. They have more seals in contact with the slide at more times than the industry standard trailer. They use a lighter colored bulb seal right here so that when the sun is beating on it, it doesn't bake and create those yucky black lines down the side of your trailer that are not fun to clean off. They have fully walkable slide roofing That's something we don't talk about much in this business. Everybody's like, well, can you walk on the roof? Well, when you're in a fifth wheel, frankly, I'm not really aware of a fifth wheel that you can't walk on the roof. But can you walk on the slides? And you can with the Cougar, because they do have that extra build there. Now, one hiccup with a front living room is you only have one room upstairs. And that means that by default, you have a smaller pass-through storage. I am actually very impressed with the quantity of pass-through storage in the front of this Cougar, but it is less than a normal Cougar by about a third or so, which is why on the rear bed slide back here, they opened up that outside storage compartment so that you can retain some exterior storage. You've got your folding travel cargo bike rack that can fold up or down as required. We do have all LED lighting, both tail and marker lights, as well as inside and under the full-length awning. Speaking of which, look at how park-friendly this RV is. By park friendly, I mean you don't have a bunch of door side slides that could interfere with your campsite. The awning is completely unobstructed. The steps, you know, if you want to fold the steps up and build a deck up next to this thing, this could be a park type unit. It's super park friendly. Now, when we start getting into things with bedroom slides, we will typically add a second air conditioner, but sometimes, due to the volume of our sales here at Haylett RV, we run out of inventory, and we have to call Keystone and be like, dude, whatever Cougar front living you got, I need it restocked, and I need it now. So understand that this is an example of one 367 Cougar we've had here at Haylett RV, not necessarily the Cougar 367 we have here at Haylett RV. Always verify against our website or call our guys. We have these living, breathing human beings who are more than willing and eager and able to assist you to answer those. Now, the second door back here, it goes to the bedroom. And as long as I think about it, and if I don't, I want you to leave a little note. You're always welcome to leave notes in the YouTube little comments place. Actually, I welcome it. I love feedback, guys. Be constructive if you need to be. Just don't be a troll. I'll just delete you. The tires, they're using like the same bigger tires that you'll find on a lot of high-profile fifth wheels here on a mid-pro. They've got the same Road Armor upgraded suspension package on this that you have on your bigger Montana fifth wheels. So once again, this is the logical handoff. This is the step before the Montana High Country. And in point of fact, it's actually really interesting. This is a near clone of the 374 Montana High Country we have here at Haylett RV. What's different about it? Well, it's smaller in ways that don't really matter, except for things like the weight and the price tag. This is less weight and less money than a 375 Montana High Country. Now, they are not equivalent products. There are things the Montana High Country does that this does not. I will highlight those features in that Montana 374 or 375 video, because those two models are the same thing, by the way. So, you know, again, I'm focusing here on the Cougar. What they will share is the industry's best 3-year structural warranty. It seems like everybody and their brother, it's like Oprah is giving away 3-year structural warranties. Like, you get a warranty, and you get a warranty. Everybody gets a freaking 3-year structural warranty out there, it seems like. But they are not created equal. Keystone's 3-year structural warranty covers more items that, you know what's great is they're all low frequency items. It's not like manufacturers started doing this because they had to. Manufacturers are not going to put their money on the line if they think they're going to lose. Guys, it's just like when you go to a casino. The house is going to win if you play long enough. But the idea here is you don't need those things. But God forbid you do. God forbid you do. They cover more. You know what? I hope you don't need car insurance. I hope you don't need health insurance. I hope you don't need cough medicine. But when you do need it, isn't it nice to know that you have a good product, a good service behind you? And that's what you get at Keystone. And learning about this stuff and understanding the differences and providing good service. That's what we do at Haylett RV, which is one of the reasons we get along so well with these guys. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Like we've got, motion sensitive pass-through lighting, outside TV hookups in the pass-through. We have anti-slam entry doors. And what I was getting at is if I forget at the end of the video, I want to close the slides up and show you real quick how this is actually fairly friendly in transit. I don't always have an opportunity to do that though, just due to battery power restrictions. So if I don't, yell at me. I don't care. See you inside. Now remember, this may not be the exact one we have in stock. Like the one we have in stock might have a different fabric decor, some little option or difference or something like that. But keep in mind, this is a pretty close approximation. And also, remember I said from most of this is a near clone to the front living room Montana High Country. We also have available here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Really, the kitchen and the living room is hyper similar. Now, what they did do that I think is really smart, not that the Montana is built badly, it's built for different purposes, and there's a reason that they did it that way. But with the change to the bedroom and bathroom, Cougar has a different way of being traveling friendly. So what that means is that their hallway or their steps to the living room is actually on the driver's side, the off-door side, if you will. Whereas on the Montana, the steps are on the other side. So that's one little difference. All your key stuff is the same, and it'll be more clear when we step to the back of the RV. But up front here, it's a front living room. You've probably seen something like this 100 times. This is not earth-shatteringly new or original. It's just deadly effective. They did very well here. The TV is on a power lift. Actually, you can activate the TV power lift from that remote control that I talked about on the outside of the RV. So if you are looking for that easy convenience where if you're changing from window mode, because I mean, look at the front viewing that you have on us. Between the slide side windows and the front TV window, you can look straight out at the lake or your campsite or the grandkids or whatever. And there is a privacy shade in that front window. And I do love how they put an indirect light up in that box so it didn't get too dark and cave looking. There's also a privacy shade for that. So, you know, you don't have to feel like someone's peeking at you necessarily. So they put the same extra wide electric space heating fireplace in here that you'll have in like your big luxury fifth wheels, because this is really flirting on the edge of it. And really, that's the whole thing. This is the meat and potatoes, guys. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of frosting on this cake. But this is all the sweet spots, everything that matters. You want those dual opposing hide-a-beds that can both open at the same time and provide sleeping for 6 in here? You got it. Cougar actually does some really nice things here. I like that they have a difference in option. And these are wood slat blinds. But what's neat is they work just like a draw shade. But what I like about those is that you can clean them. You can actually just take like a dust rag and really just wipe those down and really clean them. That is hard to do with pleated shades. Much easier to do with the roller shades that are commonly out there, though. So, like I said, dual opposing hide-a-beds. We've got windows, all of which open for airflow. This is a full stand-up height upper deck. I'm not ducking. You've got your twin full lie-back wall-hugging theater recliners over here. So I call these the king and the queen throne because this is the king and the queen seat. I call them boardwalk and park place. Apparently I call them a lot of things because they seem to have a lot of names for these. Anyway, the cross breeze windows even here on each side of the theater seating is absolutely on point. And that's something they did very well in this Cougar. I've seen a lot of front living fifth wheels miss. I really enjoyed the wrought iron little handle here to be able to get up and down. Nice touches. Even a little accent pendant lighting up here. Nothing was just left bare. Nothing was left untouched. This kitchen is a near clone to that 374, 375 High Country I just keep talking about all the time. I do that because they are so darn similar. So, you know, the question is, why do we carry them both here at Haylett RV? And the answer is because they both have a purpose. The 374, 375 High Country, it's a high-profile fifth wheel. It has that big fifth wheel look and feel. It's going to feel a little bit larger inside, even though the footprint's nearly identical. It also has a really interesting facet, and this is where you can start to see it, is that in the High Country, where that window in the hallway is located, that's actually where the second entry door is located, on the back of the camper, which gives it a very home-like feel. But this one, they put the second entry door in the bedroom, and what that means is that the bedroom in the High Country and the Cougars are flipped on opposite sides of the RV. That means that they're both traveling friendly, that you can get to the bedroom and the bathroom and the kitchen, but they've done so in different ways. So we have solid surface countertops here. We have all kinds of good drawer space. Now they're using the larger 22-inch oven instead of a little bit smaller 16-inch because Big Cougar, as opposed to Cougar Half-Ton, the smaller brother of the family, these tend to be the more full-time seasonals. You know, well, there, I guess I already hit it. Oh, here we go, perfect timing. Motion sensing, hey, welcome back entry lighting. I love that. I like that you don't have to leave a light on inside the RV. And all of your like kitchen lights and controls and your slide controls and everything are right there. Plus you always have the access of that remote control. And when you're sitting upstairs, you can actually flip on and off your upstairs lighting from your theater seat. You don't have to get up and down. So this is a very well executed, well thought out, well positioned floor plan, even from the perspective of the perspective, as it were, of the electronics. But you don't have to leave the light on. So you're not going to get bugs gathering up by the windows. So you're not going to have to deal with gnats and garbage getting in your camper. 5 drawers here. You got 4 normal kitchen drawers plus the big drawer under the oven, and those are wide open cabinets in there. Well, shelves on the left and the right side cabinets, but big wastebasket space below the sink if you need it. The big double stainless sink right here, and it is quite deep. You can really, really use this. It does have 2 covers. I left one off just for demonstrational purposes. Just to give you an idea, you do have double shelf cabinetry here, so it's not like it's empty, hollow, pretend cabinets. From ground level, there's a wall control switch that can operate the max air vent fan. You can open and close that and turn it on and off, and multiple speeds without having to get the broomstick out and punch that around. That I don't see many brands forgetting to do that anymore. Now, it's very easy to miss because the camera doesn't filter it well, but these are actually LED inlaid accent panels on the slide fascia, and they make, one, they just look neat, but 2, they're the perfect night light. And that actually reminds me of something like I used to see Redwood RV doing. And here you have it at just a drastically lower, less than half the price of something like that. We have full walk-in height slides, 6.5 foot tall slide outs on your main deck, which makes for the opportunity of a 4-door, traveling friendly, gas electric 12 cubic foot fridge freezer. So you finally have, last year, the Cougars, they missed it because they only had an 8 cubic foot fridge freezer. Now you've got that bigger cold storage, and I like that it's traveling friendly with gas electric. Plus, if you are going to use it at a park, if you lose power, no big deal. It's got an auto changeover. Now, remember the bedroom slide is on the off-door side of this one, which again, I think makes it a little more park-friendly versus the 374, 375 High Country. They've got a similar bathroom. They've gone about the washer-dryer prep differently. This lower cabinet is actually where you're going to find your washer-dryer hookups. And that is something that like last year, I had so many people would email us and say, I really, really like the 337 front living Cougar. Where's the washer and dryer go? And I'd say, it doesn't. You have to buy a different fifth wheel if that's what you want to do. And they're like, really? You can't figure out a different place to put it? And 1, I'm not the one that figures out a place to put it. But 2, the answer was no, you couldn't in that layout. Now that this floor plan has a little more space, they could rearrange some things, you can do that. So you can put a combo-matic down there, or you can remove that cabinet, and you could actually put a stackable, because there's really nothing limiting your overall maximum height, provided you're willing to sacrifice those cabinets. That being said, this is some sweet linen space. And that being said, less than 2% of people actually even use a washer and dryer, and only 50% of them are ever happy they did. I like lower deck bathrooms because I am tall, and this gives me all the headroom in the world to never have to deal with ducking in a shower. I don't like that. Like the travel trailer that I bop around in, I opted for a basic level J-Flight because I needed a basic level camper. I don't get to camp as much as I would like to, but they're taller. And basic campers are usually smaller to stay less expensive. So a taller shower is a button for me. Maybe not you, but everyone has different buttons. And that's why we carry so many different brands here. Now, something I want to talk about is structural reinforcement. 3-inch interior walls. That's like Keystone standard. All doorways are fully framed out. You can get in this thing, you can beat on that, you can feel the header in this. They use, pardon me, they use thicker interior walls, which is probably one of the reasons I seem to see less Keystones in my repair shop, because that means that they have a little more structural reinforcement going on here. Now, historically, Cougars were captivated by queen beds. That is not the case any longer. We can put the Cougar king bed in these now. So that's a fantastic upgrade feature as compared to previous iterations of the Cougar family that just wasn't there. You see, we have maximum size crossbreeze windows in those slide side boxes. That's tremendous. Those are some of the biggest crossbreeze windows of which I have ever seen in the bed slide of any RV. Trailer, fifth wheel, anything. That is super cool. Now, the other thing, and I grabbed some pictures. I'm going to try to remember to close the slides and get a couple quick videos. But in case I forget, to make this really traveling friendly, what you need to do is you need to leave this bathroom door open, but there's no stopper. So what you want to do is grab a pillow, grab that blanket or whatever, and stuff it behind this bathroom door so that the door is trapped between a cushion and the bed, which is another cushion. And that means that when you get in, you can remove that pillow, you can access the bathroom, you can access the bedroom, you can still get to the dining table, you can get to the refrigerator, all of the kitchen. So it's very packing friendly, it's very travelers friendly, it's very take a break, stop overnight traveling friendly, you know? There's good things going on here. Full storage above the bed doesn't hurt. Remember, second air conditioner is an option. That's something that we applied to this. That's not a standard item. TV in here in the bedroom. This does include bedroom TV. It is standard in the big Cougars now. Not in half tons, but in big Cougar. The reason you're not seeing TVs here is because our check-in crew beat me to this camper. I just couldn't get out there. I was actually down in Millersburg, Indiana, at Rockwood training, because I've been through every brand that we carry, and actually I've pretended I was a customer and I walked through other factory tours for other brands. I've seen pretty much inside of how all these things are built. I know how this stuff's put together, but they did an awesome job of giving you the correct amount, a very, very generous amount of good dresser space, good hanging space, and those mirrored closets right there. You don't really get a good sense of it. Let me close this up. You don't get a good sense of it right now. Let me close that. But it makes the RV look and feel even bigger back here. This is not a bedroom that you're going to regret being inside. I think we've just about crushed it. So, again, I welcome you to hang out after the video in just a few seconds here. I'm going to close the slides up and just do a quick fly through to show you how traveling friendly it is. I don't always get to do that. Today I have the ability to, just for, you know, total business volume reasons. I can spare the battery power. But guys, you know, I've been talking about this thing for over, what, 22 minutes now? You haven't even met us. You haven't even stepped foot here, more than likely. Imagine what we will do for you when we have. And there is no such thing as being too far away from Haylett RV to work with you. You know, I've been very informational so far, and I think I've earned the right to ask for your business. When you are ready. When you are ready, all I ask in return for all of our efforts here is the opportunity to work with you and your family, the chance to get to meet you. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you got a local dealer. I talked to so many people. I'll never forget this guy. He was from Chicago, and we're in southern Michigan. He said, you know, I went to my local dealer after watching your video, and I you know, I gave him a deposit on something, and I sort of feel like I'm going behind their back right now by calling you, but I just feel like I should give you a chance to work with me. And I said, well, you know, did you feel like you were going behind my back when you went to that dealer after we educated you on the camper? He goes, well, I guess I never thought of that. And that's all I ask, guys. All I ask is just for the fair chance to work with you. That's it. And if, you know, you don't like what we put together, don't buy from my dealership. It's that simple, you know. You always have that choice. I just ask for the opportunity. If you think that's fair, like I think that's fair, then give us a call. Number here is 800-256-5196. We only do everything: hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. Alright, so extra little bonus feature. Can I use it when I'm traveling? Can I get to it when I'm packing? I don't always get a chance to do this, and today I just happen to have the opportunity. It worked out well. This is a good traveling friendly floor plan, or pack up friendly floor plan. When you walk in the main door, you obviously have full access to the fridge. That was a genius thing they did there, putting it over here. You can obviously sit down, you can have a meal, you can access all of your kitchen cabinetry. Can you get to your living room and sit down and watch a DVD? No. Do you need to when you're traveling? I don't really think so. I think if you're going to sit down and watch a DVD when you're traveling, you probably have the ability to open up a few slides anyway. So I don't think, personally, and maybe I'm wrong, and you know, don't yell at me like, oh, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't see the logic in that. Maybe you camp different. I don't know. But you can also get back here. Now, when I did my main video tour, I talked about how if you want to be able to access the bathroom in transit, which isn't hard, what you really need to do is just put like a cushion or a pillow or something right here, and then make sure the bathroom door is open before you close the slide out in the bedroom. Because what that'll let you do is give you access to be able to get in here to your king bed. You're going to have to do some crawling, but you can still access this bed. King bed's an upgrade in this, by the way, so that may, you know, not be on everything that you see. But you can also still get around the bathroom door and get in there. You know, it can happen. It can be done. So there's a handy little bonus featurette for you. Hope you found that useful. All I ask, again, give us a call here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and we look forward to meeting you. Take care, guys. Have a great day.